We are going to discuss about pentagonal planes in this particular session. So, in the previous class, I discussed about one problem wherein direct problem is given, and angle is given with respect to inclination with respect to HP there. So, those problems I have already told. That is problem numbers I have told to you guys. You can check with problem number 19. It is a direct problem. Problem number 20 is a direct problem. 21 is a direct problem again. 22 is a direct problem. But 21 and 22 there in the question, if you just check, you are going to have 15 mm above HP. Okay, 15 mm above HP or 20 mm above HP is given there. So how to carry out the problems which are given in that way? So we are going to just draw a pentagon. You know how to draw a pentagon. Okay, so 25 initial particular step will be 25 at an angle of 0, then 25 angle of 72, 25 angle of 72 into 2, 25 again angle of 72 into 3. Okay, finally you just join to the end point of this. So later you can just rotate this depending upon whichever condition is given. Okay, suppose say if it's given in edge condition, you have to make sure that edge you are getting on this side here vertical. Suppose if you are getting corner, then one particular point, this corner point should be there here, and you will get edge here. Okay, so in case of problem number 20, let me just consider one particular problem. I'll consider problem number 21. So in this particular problem number 21, he says it is resting on one of its corners. So this on the opposite side, I am going to make it into a edge condition. Okay, or if I make this opposite an edge, then you will get a corner on this particular side. Here you will be having edge, here you will be having corner. So always remember, in planes you are taking one particular thing on the left side as the corner. Okay, so just project this. I am not going to name all the things here. You can project this from here. Okay, now after this you have to join all the 2 points. Okay, select the whole thing, change this to 0.5. Now since he says that it is 20 mm above HP, what he says is the edge which is opposite to this corner. See, this particular edge, it is opposite to this particular corner. This is at a distance of 20 mm. Okay, that he has told. So we don't know where is this 20 mm. So what we'll do is we'll take 20 mm height, a line of 20 mm height from XY, and you can just join this. Okay, draw a horizontal line. You can later you can delete this if you want. Okay, so the distance between this line and this XY line is 20. Okay, you must also show the dimensions of these two. Also find the dimension of these two things here. Okay. Now in this case, since he has not given angle, what you will do is you will just select the whole thing, go for move. Okay, make sure copy is active here in this case. So make a copy of this. Okay, when you are rotating this, what you should do is, since he has not given any angle, just select the end point of this one, then just when it is, see, even in this case also you cannot go for rotation here. See, when I just click on rotate, let us say whenever this particular endpoint is touching here. Okay, whenever this endpoint is touching on this line, if I click it, suppose if I zoom in, see, you can see that there is an error here. Okay, so there is an error here in this particular case. So what we need to do here is, you cannot go by this rotate method. So what I'll do is, this particular length I know that it is 38.47. Okay, so from this particular point I'll draw a line of 38.47. Okay, I know the length 38.47. I don't know the angle, but I can just go for the, see, now you can just draw the line till the 20 mm line. Okay, which is above HP. Just draw it there. Now this particular thing is 0.5. Okay, but I know that I have to divide this into two parts. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just take a line here that is 14.69 Okay, I'm drawing one more line here. Okay, so I'm drawing one more line. At this particular point I have to split it. Okay, so this particular line, at this particular end I have to split it. So where do I find split? Just go for trim. There you are having split here. Now see, because you have drawn this line here, because you have drawn this here, you might want to see, just go to line thickness, just change this to 0.13, and this line thickness, you for time being you just change it to 0.5 so that it is easily visible to you guys. Then again go for split, click on split here, click on the line. Okay, then click on the end point of this line. Later you can just remove this, whereas it is easier when you are going to draw it in your sketchbook. So what you do is you just go for arc method, and you just go for arc method and just draw the arcs. Okay, using that dimension which is given there. Okay, so just again project this, just make sure this is 0.13. I know this particular point is your corner. Remember that your alignment indicator should be on. Okay, I know that at this point I am having 2 points. Okay, so join those two. This will be similar to this. I know this particular point will come and join here. Okay, you can show this particular projection line, it is necessary. Okay, now I've got all the 5 points. I'm just going to join all these 5 points. Okay, so just select the whole thing, only the pentagon will be selected, so change it to 0.5. Also you must also find out the angle of this particular line, that will be 31 degrees. Okay, which is similar to your answer which is given in the primer. And he says that draw the top and front views of the plane, and he is given one inclination, that is with respect to VP, and one of its corners. Okay, he says that, just check the problem number 21, with one of its corners such that the edge opposite to this corner is 20 mm above HP and the edge is inclined with respect to 45. The edge is inclined at an angle of 45. Okay, so this particular edge here is inclined at an angle of 45. So what you do is you just draw a line, make sure the angle is minus 45. Okay, you select this pentagon which is there, go for move copy, make sure copy is active, select this edge, any one of the end, this end. Okay, either this end or this end. So you select it, make sure you place it on the line, go for rotate, click on the end, select the other end, make sure these two are parallel in nature or these two are on the exact line. Okay, then rest of the thing is just projection. Okay, just projecting this. I know this edge is resting on this particular line here, so what I'll do is I'll just extend this line. Okay, I'll just draw a line here so that I can extend this 20 mm line which is there. I'm just going to extend it, go to extend to next. I'm extending this. Okay, I'll just remove this. So this 20 mm I'll just show it somewhere else. We just drag it here. Okay, so these two sides are here on the projection lines. Okay, so you'll get 2 points here, another 2 points you are going to get here. So no need of drawing this, inevitably you cannot go for longer lines, you just can have this shorter ones. Okay, whichever is necessary, wherever it is necessary, till there only you can draw this. Again go for line. I know these 2 points are somewhere on this one. Okay, so I'll project this. I know it is on this particular point here. Okay, similarly this one also is here, so I have to show the projection here. So, and this corner I know that it is on XY line, so just select on this XY line, project it till XY line. Now join all the 5 points which you have got, all the 5 points, end points you have to join. then select the whole thing, change it to 0.5. Okay, this line you just change it to 0.13, which is projection line. Okay, so you have to show the angles here, angle of this one. Okay, I guess this particular problem, this kind of problems, you can do it very easily. Problem number 21, 22. Okay, problem number 21, 22 are simple. Only thing is 20 in 22 there, the third step, that is this particular step, he has not given this angle here. Instead of that, he has given that the edge is touching VP or something like that. So those problems, I hope you can do this. So let me just uh, show you how to draw with problems with respect to beta angle problems, beta angles of pentagon. Okay, so initially you are going to have XY line, draw the pentagon, 25, 0, 25, 72, 25, 72 into 2, 25, 72 into 3. I hope you are knowing how to draw this pentagon in your sketchbooks, so that it becomes very easy. Okay, I hope everybody knows how to draw a pentagon in this sketchbook. Okay, so I'm just going to explain one particular beta angle problem. Here it says 23, 23 page, that is problem number 23. It says that it is resting on a corner condition again. So just I'm going to consider this into corner condition. Okay, again I'll project this. Join these lines separately and make them 0.5 mm thick. Now he has given some inclination here with respect to this. So when is given inclination, it is easier. Okay, if is given inclination, just okay. If is given inclination, it is very easy for you to just select this. Go for make a copy, move copy. Since it is resting on a corner, select this corner and make a copy of this. Place it there. Go for rotate. When you are rotating, this particular point is stationary. It is at rest. Okay. Only thing which is moving here is this particular point. Okay. Now here you can go for either the rotation angle or go for position angle. Just give it 30. Okay, so the angle between xy and this particular thing is 30 here. Okay, again you have to project it. I know this is a corner, so these steps are all again similar to what we have done in the previous problem. Okay, I hope you can just go through this very fast. And when you are doing this problem, make sure that you don't make any mistakes while drawing this particular projection lines. Okay, can you see now some error I am getting here? Probably because of this line here. Okay, so whenever you're getting such error, you just zoom in so that it becomes easier for you guys. Now you know how this perpendicular bisector or beta angle problems will come into picture. So most probably what we do is, in the question he will be giving some relation with respect to the perpendicular bisector incline at certain angle. Okay, then only it is considered as a beta angle problem. And whenever he says perpendicular bisector appears to be inclined, then it becomes direct problem again. Okay, now this particular line I am going to split it again because I need this dimension here. This line I am going to split it exactly at midpoint of this line. Okay, so this particular length I'm going to get it very easily. Okay, you have to show this here, 38.47. That also you will get it here as well. If you just go for distance between get it with respect to these two lines. Okay. Sorry about that. So next is here, this particular perpendicular bisector, you have to draw this. Okay, it is necessary here to show this perpendicular bisector as well. You can change it, you can note the difference here. It is 38.47 earlier, it is 33.32 now. Now I told you how to solve this beta angle problem. Okay, now it says it is inclined at an angle of 45, that is the perpendicular bisector is inclined at an angle of 45. So what I will do is, I know this earlier particular dimension 38.47. So what I'll do is, I'll draw a line 38.47 at an angle of minus 45. Okay, I hope this is clear. Then just draw a horizontal line here. Okay, so the next particular step is 33.32. So from this endpoint I'm going to take 33.32 and I'm going to just connect it wherever it is touching this line. It can touch here or either here, so whichever is nearer to the line, you just join it there. So this is your newly formed particular diagonal. Okay, so select this, just a second. So select this pentagon here, again go for move copy. Okay, but here in this case, when you are moving this, make sure that you are selecting either the endpoint of this perpendicular bisector here or here. Okay, so most probably you just go for this corner endpoint. So select this and place it exactly over this one. You can, no doubt, you can either select it here also, it is not a problem, but it is easier if you go for this particular endpoint here, this particular median, newly formed median, the endpoint of that. So again go for rotate, select the median again endpoint, select the endpoint of the median, make sure it is in line, okay, with this particular median here, and place it. So that will give you your beta angle between this particular line. Okay, it will be 55. So rest of the things you know how to draw this. Just go for the corner. I know it is resting on a corner, so it is xy here. Okay, I know you are having two edges here, so these two edges will be here. So project it till there. Again, even this one will be till here. So one edge I have already joined it here, so no need of joining it again and again. So I'm going to have these 2 points exactly on these lines. Okay, so that is one. Another one is here. Okay, so all the 5 points we have got. So even if you don't join this, but generally whenever you are required to show this projection line, you have to show that. Now join all the 5 points starting from the corner. 1, 2, 3. Already we have joined it here, but not, doesn't matter, you can join it again. Okay, join all the 5 points, you will get the pentagon. Select the whole thing. Now here you can see that this also is selected, just remove that, change it to 0.5. So that is your problem based on beta angle. I hope you can do the same thing with respect to if it is given in VP. If the particular starting position is here, the starting position is in HP, you can again start it with, let me just write it because it becomes confusing here. This is HP, this is VP. Okay, so here it is given as it is resting on HP on one of its corners. Suppose say if it's giving with respect to it is starting with respect to VP here, so then you must start with this particular first position here, second position will be here, okay, third, fourth, fifth and sixth, like that. But here in this case it is starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so that will be your problem based on beta angle problem. So I'll just go for hexagonal problems. It is also similar to pentagon. Okay, all the steps here with respect to hexagon will be the same. So you can, I hope you can do that hexagon, or I'll just show you one particular problem on hexagon. You know how to draw a hexagon. I hope you can learn here if you have forgotten. Okay, let us say if you are having a hexagon of 25 mm sides, initially 25 into 0, 25. Now here the external angle will be 60. okay, 25, 60 into 2, okay, again 25, 60 into 3, again 25, 60 into 4, okay. So your hexagon is ready. Now depending upon whether he is told about hexagon resting on one of its edges or corners, suppose let us say if this particular shape is in corner condition right now, if he is given it in edge condition, what do you do? You just rotate this, select any of the edges, you just make it vertical, then it becomes a edge condition. Okay, I hope you can do that. Okay, so let us assume that it is in corner condition, so I'm going to project it here. Okay, this is not there in your primer, I'm just giving values of my own. Okay, make sure that you are selecting the endpoint properly when you are projecting it. Now here again you have to join it separately, join this separately, and make sure that you are changing the thickness to 0.5. So whatever angle if he is giving, let us say this particular plane is inclined at an angle of 40 or 45, whatever you want. Okay, I'm just explaining you the procedure here. So select the endpoint here, select this endpoint here. Okay, make sure you find the endpoint. Then you incline this at an angle of, let us say 40. Okay, let us say 40 only. Okay, just show the inclination of 40 here. Again project, I know this is a corner, so corner will always be here. I know here these 2 points are this one and this one. Okay, so I know this will be along this line. The alignment indicator will help you a lot whenever you are projecting the lines. Okay, similarly you are going to get one more point here, so this corner will be here. So here you are going to have one point here and another line here, so this becomes already an edge. So I'm just joining it from here, joining all the points. Okay, find this endpoint here. Okay, select the whole thing. Okay, just a second, and go for 0.5. So newly formed hexagon is present here. Suppose in the case if he says if it is beta angle problem, suppose if he is giving that the diagonal is inclined here in this case, then two diagonals will be there, and you know the procedure how to draw beta angle problem. First you do for 50 mm whatever angle he is giving, so with respect to that 50 mm you take, then you draw this horizontal line, and I think you guys can do this very easily. Okay, just the procedure will repeat whatever we have done for the pentagon problems. Suppose say if he is giving something like uh, the corner on which it is resting. Okay, let us say that this particular corner, okay, this is the corner on which it is resting. Opposite to this you are having one more corner that is touching, let us say VP, something like that. If he gives, then what you need to do, see here, this particular corner it is resting here, opposite to that you are having one more corner. So you just follow this method, you have to move copy this. Opposite to this you are having this particular corner, so this particular corner is touching VP here. Okay, so rotate it, make sure this particular corner is touching VP, make sure it is perpendicular here, something like this. So very easily see, when this is touching on this particular VP here, so obviously another corner will be here. Okay, so you are getting 2 points already here, one is here and another one is here. So the rest of the points are very simple to calculate. Okay, because when you are naming it, it becomes very easy. Okay, because I am not naming it, it may be confusing for you guys. So I've got all the points, one more point will be here. Okay, so just join this from here, or you can start it from here. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 Now 6 will be till here itself, okay, and 7. You can show this if you want to. Okay, just select the, sorry about that, just select the whole thing. Make sure this projection line is not selected, and select it. Go for 0.5. That is the problem. And I have also told you how to solve problems based on beta angle. Okay, now with respect to hexagon, problem number 34 and 35 are a little bit confusing there, so you just go through that. We'll do it in the next class. 34 and 35, it can be again solved with respect to normal procedure. You can go for this particular, the solution is confusing, only thing confusing there is the solution, but not about, you can go for alternate solution as well for problem number 34 and 35. I hope you can do this problems based on direct appears to be and all those things. Okay, one more problem I'll do it on circles, only one I'll show it to you guys. So you draw your xy line. Again, I am assuming dimensions here. Okay, let us say if you are having a circle of diameter 50, just give the diameter as 50. Okay, I told you in the initial classes, first step, if you want to divide this circle into number of parts, you have to divide it. First you have to just find the center. How you are going to find the center? Just select line command. If you just move the cursor over the circle, you are going to get this center of the circle. From there you just draw any particular, either you can draw vertical or horizontal, any way you can do it, but I prefer just horizontal. Okay, draw this horizontal line which will be equal to the radius. Select this line here, go for circular pattern, select the center of the circle. Okay, then go for angle here, angle will be as, okay, angle of the circle is 360, enter 360 there. Number of count if you want, most probably you just go for 8, then go for finish. Later you have to just project it from each of the points, and here also when you are projecting, make sure that you are projecting from the end points. Okay, just make sure you are selecting the end point of this particular whatever pattern we have discussed. Okay, now here, after you are done till here, now again you have to join this separately. Okay, join it separately, join it separately. And if you make mistakes here, then your next step will be a little bit complicated. Do not make mistakes when you are joining these points. Okay, now select this line, change this to 0.5. Okay, even this one, the circle will be 0.5, but these lines should be 0.13 itself. The thickness of these lines should be 0.13. Okay, this also will be 0.13 itself. Now till here I hope it is clear. Next, when he says anything with respect to angle, let us say with respect to angle of 45, so select the whole thing. Again we are going for move copy here. Okay, so we cannot go for normal method which you are going for sketching. In sketching you have to just measure this whole thing. Okay, you have to measure the whole thing. This will be equal to 50 itself. Okay, in sketching what you do, you take a line of 50 mm, and whatever angle is given, at that angle you are drawing this here. Okay, but here when you are doing it on system, you just make a copy of this. Okay, then rotate. Now with respect to this particular end, now here for particular circle you are not going to have corners as such. You are just going to have one particular point on which it is resting. Let us say if this is the point A, it is resting on point A itself. Okay, here also you are going to have direct problems and beta angle problems. So direct problems will be based on something like, this point is touching VP, this point is touching HP, something like that. Let us say if it is resting on A here, A, B, C, D, E. So point E is opposite to point A. So that point E, he may give it in the question that the point opposite to the point on which it is resting, that is point A. So point E will be the opposite point of point A. So that point E will be touching on VP or something like that. Okay. So here in this particular problem, I'm just checking one problem here, that is problem number 47. Just check problem number 47. I'm just following that. So he says angle is 45. You just go for position angle, change it to 45. Okay. Now you can see that here the line is crooked or something, but the thing is it is just this problem of the software, but the line is straight itself. So what you can do is, now the projection lines here are very complicated. So one particular step you have to follow is you have to name it first. Okay, I am not naming here because it is just it is consuming time here. So what I'll do is, I know that these 2 points are endpoints. Okay, these 2 points are endpoints. So I know that these 2 points are endpoints here. I'm just projecting these two. Okay, so I've got 2 points here. Next, I know that at the center I'm having these 2 points here. One is here and the other one is here. I got 4 points. Other 4 points I need to find out. So other 4 points will be, see, you can see that you are having one more projection line here. This is, the 2 points will be here only. Okay, if I just draw the projection line, so from this point I'm going to get this point here. Okay, this is another point. Similarly, again I'm going to find out the points for the bottom part. See, just on this line you are going to have 2 points, right? So one is another one and this is also other one. So it is necessary that you maintain this arrangement here. Okay, so this arrangement is very important when you are joining this. Just make sure that you are drawing all the lines. When you are projecting, you make sure that this line, if you are joining it, just make sure that you are projecting it separately. Join this till here separate, then later you can join this separate. Same case with the bottom part as well. Just see, I've joined it separate already. So why it is necessary is, I'll tell you. Now you got all the 8 points here. So how you are going to proceed it further is, you just go for ellipse by 3 points. Go for ellipse by 3 points here. Now select from the topmost portion either of the diameters or the major axis and minor axis. So let us say if I am selecting this particular point here, from here to here. Okay, now I need to let me just zoom in here. Okay, now I don't know whether it is going to cross through all points or not, but most of the cases it will go through all the points. Okay, what you need to do is, you just have to make sure that, can you see the tangent symbol there? You will get a tangent symbol once you're touching this ellipse with the any of this particular projection lines. Okay, if you're touching this projection line, you are going to get the tangent symbol there. I hope whether it is visible or not, I don't know. So the tangent symbol you will get, you just click on that. Okay, just make sure this thickness is 0.5 again. Now if I zoom in, see, you can see that it is exactly passing through this particular corner. Okay, so all the points will be passing through exact points. It is not that you are getting some point somewhere else. Okay, so there is no error here. And I also told you, when you select this, the internal portion of this particular ellipse, even this particular line, you have to draw it separately. Let me just redraw this. Okay, when you select this particular portion, the internal portion of this also must be selected. Why it must be selected is because in a circle you don't have any corners. To find out the points, suppose say if you are projecting it at an angle here somewhere, so when you project this, you must find out all these points A, B, C, D and all those things. So to project that, you have to join these lines separately here inside this particular ellipse. Okay, I hope you are getting this. So let me just continue with the problem. This particular problem is with respect to problem number 47. Okay, problem number 47. So just what you do is, here in this particular case he says the diameter at right angles to diameter which is passing through the point, okay, rest is parallel to VP. Okay, so the diameter on which it is resting is this particular diameter on which it is resting, this one. Okay, opposite to this at right angles you are having this particular diameter. So this diameter which it is on which it is resting, at right angle you are having one more diameter, this one. this diameter is parallel to VP, he says. So if I want to make this parallel to VP, then this line must be horizontal here. So I have to rotate it by 90 degrees. That's it. That is the answer for that. So just make a copy of this. Okay, just make a copy of this. And he has not told that it should be touching HP or something like that. You can also, in the primer, he has taken this and he has placed it here. Okay, and he has rotated it with this was center. Okay, in the primer this particular position is given there, but you can have this, you can make this, you can, the same thing you can do it this way also. You can just show it anywhere else also. You can just show it here also, not a problem. Only thing is, since it is, see, you can see that this particular point, those 2 points will always lie on the xy. One will be lying on xy and another one will be lying here. So anyway it is okay. Okay, even if you are having here is fine, or even if you are having it here also, it is fine only. Okay, but we'll go according to the primer here. So now to draw the projection lines, now you remember, see, the internal portion is giving you an idea. Because of these lines, you know that this particular points are having, or you can, it is easier to just project it. Okay, because of these projection lines. Now since I have rotated that, so this particular point is A, okay, which is here. So I know this particular point is somewhere here. So 2 points I already got it. Okay, next is this particular point here, B and H, B and G. Okay, you will get B and G. So 2 points you will get, one is here, other one will be here. Okay, those are the other 2 points. Similarly you will get 2 points here as well. Okay, and 2 points you will get here. Okay, so just to show you, you have to join this separately so that you are going to get this. Now how to draw this? All the 8 points are here, but again go for ellipse by 3 points. I know this particular line is here. Okay, so from this, as you can either select this particular line or this particular line. Any of the axis you have to select first one. Okay, suppose if I am selecting this one. Okay, here it is difficult for me to just go for this. See, I don't know end point where it is. Okay, so I'll select this particular end, this particular axis, because I know that I should just project it till the projection line. Okay, just place it here, change this to 0.5, so that you are going to get your final answer. So that is your problem number 47. But with respect to other problems, okay, let us say this particular problem, if he is given as beta angle problem, the same problem if he is given as beta angle problem, same dimensions, everything. Okay, if he is given as beta angle problem, so what you are going to do? I'm going to just delete this. Okay, why? Because I cannot again redraw this, or I'll just, one second, I'll just make a copy of this one so that I can explain it to you guys in the next. Suppose if he is giving this as a beta angle problem. Okay, I'll just remove these 2 parts. Okay, suppose if it is a beta angle problem, then what you need to do? let just these projection lines be here. So the first diameter is 50 mm. You know that the diameter of this circle is 50. Initial diameter is 50 mm. You can either go for distance between this projection line and this projection line. This is 50, but the diameter here is different. It is 35.36. So in this case, let us say it is inclined at an angle of 45. So first is 50 mm, diameter of 50 at an angle of 45. Okay, then you are having, you just draw a horizontal line. From the end point you are just taking 35.36. Okay, Now you can see here that it is touching somewhere here. Okay, just a second. The angle which I have taken here is, I think it is 40, right? Okay, it's 45. This is 35.36. So after you have drawn this, okay, here he has given that it is inclined at an angle of 30. You just check problem number 48. This particular thing will be inclined at an angle of 30. Okay, just change it to minus 30. I'm going to redraw this. 50 at an angle of minus 30. Okay, then draw this horizontal line. So 35.36 at an angle. We don't know the angle, just join it wherever it is touching nearer to this line. You can get it here also, but you just touch it here. Okay. Now this particular thing, see, you have to again go for move copy. Now the diameter which you have drawn is this one. Okay, so make sure that you just select this diameter. You can place it on this line here. Rotate this such that it is on this line. Okay, and after that you have to just project it. First find the angle here. This is your angle which is beta, that is 45 is your angle which is beta. So I know this particular point was here earlier, and I also know that one point is somewhere here. Depends, okay, because one particular point will be at the top, one particular point will be at the bottom. Okay, so it depends upon which particular point you have taken. I have rotated it because I have not named it, it is a bit confusing. So after you name it, you just project it here. Okay, for time being you assume that this is right. Okay, for time being you assume that this is right. So I'm just thinking that this is right. Okay, I'm just projecting this, but you do it according to the procedure. Okay, you do it as you're doing it in your examinations. So you can see that 1 2 3 4 5, I've got 6, one more point I need. This is another point. So 8 points I've got here. So this line I have to join this here. I've got 8 points. Now in this case, also you remember that this line must come here and join this. Okay, so 8 points we have got here. Now after you have got 8 points, only understand this particular step. Okay, after you are projecting this, okay, you have to go for an option called as curve. Okay, just below the line you are having curve. Select that curve. So after you get 8 points, what you do is, before you go for curve, you just go for point, change the thickness to 2 mm. Now wherever you're having these points, you just place one point there. 4 5, and make sure you are placing it on end point. Okay, 5 6 7 and 8 points you are having it here. So just go for curve. Now how to use curve is, first left click. The left click and right click of the mouse are very important. So suppose if I am starting it from here, so first click is based on the point, first point, second point. Now see, you can, whenever you are moving, the curve is also moving there. Okay, so make sure that you are aware of that. So third point, Okay, fourth point. Now go for this particular point, here. Okay, after you are sure that you are connected this properly, then right click. You can see that the shape of this is changing here as well whenever I'm moving this. So after this, you just right click here, then you change this again, you just join this one point at an point, and remember that this particular thing should not come out of this projection lines. Okay, always remember that you must, even this here, it is coming out of the projection line, so I have to redraw this. So I'll start from here. One, you just go for two points at a time, one and two. Okay, make sure that the shape of this should be at least a little bit okay. I'll just redraw this. Just go for from one point to another point. Select 3 points. Right click. Okay. Then from one point, two, three. If you want, you can go for four as well. Just make sure that the curve should be somewhat between the limits. So that is your answer for the final particular question. So I hope you can do this particular problems based on circles. Here the thickness is 2 mm, just change it to 0.5. Okay, also these lines have changed to 0.5 here. I'm just changing that to 0.13 again. Okay, so that is how you are going to find the answer for this circle problems. I hope you have understood most of the planes problems. Because of shortage of time, we'll just proceed with problems based on solids from the next class. Okay, problems based on solids will be discussed. So I hope you will go through the problems and try to sketch it out. Okay, so the dimensions, angles, etc. you have to show this. Okay, so one angle is with respect to this one, that is 30. Initially it was 30, that beta angle is 45, something like that. I hope you have understood this. In the next class we'll discuss solids.